This was me as a teenager, FOI. You know what I mean? And, I was never perfect, but I was sincere. I mean, those with me were sincere. I mean, and as a student founder of Elijah Muhammad, I was making countless mistakes with the teachings because I wasn't born back in the 30s. I never physically seen the Elijah Muhammad or Masfar Muhammad, but I was able to see Brother Minister Jeremiah Shabazz, my aunt, my cousins. I was able to read the original and divine and direct teachings from Messenger Elijah Muhammad, and it was a blessing and a curse. Now, I mean, I wish I would have met the messenger personally, Master Muhammad and all that, but from not physically seeing him, it's like Paul not physically seeing Jesus. Now, I mean, he didn't get caught up on the messenger, he got caught up on the message. And this is the beauty that today's youth, FOI and MGT and future believers have. Even though we physically did not see these men and women, Sister Clara Muhammad and, Sister Tanetta Muhammad teaching, dropping them jewels, we was able to read about them in the final call, read about them in Muhammad Speaks, read about them in the Messenger's books, listen to them on the Messenger albums and 8-tracks and cassette tapes and things of that nature there. And we're able to shepherdize these teachings. We have more information today than any believer had in the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, or 70s. They, like anyone, had to fulfill prophecy. But we are in an age of information, as the Bible puts it. And I mean, so, we got so much literature. We could literally sort it out. We could get the literature and put the final calls of Islam from the 1930s, then stack up the literature to the 1940s. We could look at the teachings of Malcolm X, the teachings of Imam Warfdi Muhammad, Minister Louis Farrakhan, Elijah Muhammad, Masfar Muhammad himself. I mean, Jeremiah Shabazz, you name it. I mean, and it's really a great help as long as you don't take. I'm a minister. I mean, I'm a minister in the sense like I don't have no followers. I don't want no followers. My thing is not. Them days is over with. I mean, you have to see that God in the mirror in this day and time. You have to be a self-believer. You have to be your own leader. Now, I mean, not your daddy, not your mommy, not your brother, not your school teacher, but you see that leader in the mirror. Now, I mean, and you have to accept the fact you're going to make mistakes. But as long as you don't have no middlemen or no middlewomen between you and Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala, and I'm not talking about a spook or a spirit, I'm talking about that universal mind, that divine truth, that common sense, that intuition that exists in each and every last one of us, in every life form. Now, I mean, the first law of nature is self-preservation. You're gonna go through some things. But if you stay true to yourself, now, I mean, Allah will bless you. Now, I mean, and you will help the people to help themselves. So with that said, I'm now going to take you into some real deep and important teachings, but I'm not going to preach. I'm going to teach. I'm not coming with inspiration. I'm not Farrakhan. I'm not Malcolm. I mean, I'm coming with information. Now, I mean, I'm not coming like an evangelist. I'm coming to you like a pastor. I'm not trying to, show off and nothing like that there. I'm not, I ain't got no money. I ain't got no bunch of followers and none of that. But as far as the raw, divine, direct teachings of Messenger Elijah Muhammad, you can get that. I'm rich with the truth. I'm rich with these teachings. I mean, and it'll help you to help yourself. So let me share with y'all the actual, well, this isn't the actual book. This is a copy from the book. I got the book packed up somewhere, and I'm sorting all these files out right now. I don't want to show y'all my sloppy files. Yeah, I'm gonna show y'all my sloppy files. All right, I'm gonna give y'all a peek. Look at all these files I'm sorting out now on the floor. Look at all these files I'm sitting out on the couch. Got the Supreme Angel flag up there, the movie projector in the corner. Of course, we got the messenger representing. But I'm going through all this literature now. I mean, just going through all this literature. But the reason why these files is all out like this, I was digging through some of these old file cabinets. Hold up, let's say something. I was digging through these file cabinets, getting some literature, and getting that literature. I was looking for a book. I couldn't find the actual book, but I was able to find a copy of the book. So it is on. That's all I was looking for. Alright. What you see in front of you is an unpublished, rare work that most people don't even know about. I was telling the brother on my YouTube channel, make sure y'all like and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe, because the devil gonna take this kind of literature. They don't want y'all to get. It ain't that they'll lock you down. They will stab you. They will shoot you. They will kill you to stop the teachings of Elijah Muhammad. When you're talking the raw, real teachings, you talking that Allah's all of us stuff. They don't care about that spooky stuff. But if you're talking the messenger's mathematical teachings, you're going to have to realize that, they're going to crucify you behind. They're going to try to kill you. But my life, my death, and my sacrifices is for our people. So, I ain't never been afraid of these devils. And I've never been afraid to live, build, kill, or die for Master Muhammad's teachings. 100 years, 1,000 years, 1,000,000 years, 1,000,000,000,000 years from now, ain't none of us going to be known by name. Ain't nobody know us. You don't know who the names of the leaders of the Sumerians and all that kind. That's not important. You might know them from 5,000 years ago, but you can't name one person from 50,000 years ago. You can't name one person from 10,000. You can't name one woman, one man. You can guess and speculate or whatever. You don't know their struggles and trying to pass on the Kemetic Egyptian system to us. You don't understand the Nubians that was in them pyramids and all the sacrifices they made, and the ones that came not a decade, but 1,000,000 or 1,000,000,000 years before them. So our job is just to do our part. To help better the planet, help purify the planet, help preserve the planet, help advance it, help the people to help themselves. So this wisdom of Wallace D. Muhammad, Supreme Minister of the Nation of Islam, and I want you to understand, I critique Wallace D. Muhammad, Imam Worth D. Muhammad, in his, you could say, his destruction of the Nation of Islam. But the man, I give him the utmost respect and credit. He absolutely was a brilliant FOI. This man could not have done what he did if he was not a crack student follower of Elijah Muhammad. But people get spooky with it. They forget the messenger put his behind out the Nation of Islam numerous times. Here's Malcolm right here. Love Malcolm. Malcolm X, love him. But when he turned Malcolm, I ride with the messenger. I believe it's the messenger believes. So in here, the wisdom of Wallace D., they got the messages word for word. Last sermon, one of the things I always love. I say this 1,000,000,000 times, but I'm going to read it again. Alright. The messenger said, they were not to rule under the teachings of reality of God. They were made to hide the reality of God in order that they themselves can be worshipped. I don't get angry with them the way that they rule and what they teach. How in the world can they teach and turn us away from the God of reality? If they get the rule, they got to take us away, because we've got the reality. Every time you look at the black man, you're looking at God. Some of you say, no, I'm no God and you're no God. Okay, get your God and show him to me. You can't do that. You say that God is a spirit. Show him to me. You cannot show me your spirit God. Then you say he's not to be seen. Well then, I don't want to see him if he doesn't want to see me. We worship that which we know. You worship that which you want. We're not going to hold your attention to this kind of subject. We got lots of work to do. For 43 years, not in the 60s, not in the 50s, the messenger own words, quote, for 43 years, I have been teaching that God is man. Let me stop right there, because there's so many spooky people. There's so many people with these hadiths, all this bull crap they teaching. They trying to tell you that they're the God, they're the one. We, us, Allah, it's all of us. Our sayers arrived, the last book of the messenger, page 26, page 56. Read it for yourself. Who is the original man? The original man is A.Z. Black. This is the 30s. These is the lessons. These are the blessings. Lost Found Miles, lesson number 2, 1934. Who made the Holy Quran of Bible? How long ago? Will you tell us why this is not a new history every 25,000 years? Answer: the Holy Quran of Bible is made by the original people, who is Allah, the supreme being or black man of Asia. Our people just get so, they always grafting and spooking stuff all up. So here is the actual, for those of you, this is Ramadan, marriages in Islam, Jesus is son, W.D. Muhammad speaks on W.D. Muhammad, humanism, the hard flesh eaters, sign language, family relations, what a father teaches the son, invisible white divinity. This is the literature. This is the kind of stuff I've been studying for 40 years. This is what I've been teaching 40 years. I'm not a Mason. I'm not a Shriner. This is the kind of, the reason this is common. This is the kind of stuff I send to brothers and sisters in the belly of the beast so that they can have literature. I mean, we push the program. Now we organize even in the worst hells, even in the worst belly of the beasts, they put us in a supermax. And you know what we did? We took the little tiny flexible ink pens and we would go to commissary and get writing pads. Send us 10 writing pads. And we'd be like, we don't do time, we use time. Now I mean, and I would just write. Not write any. I don't write weak stuff. Anybody study my literature, they'd be like, "Oh, I'll leave. Go in." I mean, he give you the quotes directly from the messenger, directly from the lessons, the Bible, the Quran. He gives you the tafsir, the Arabiya, whatever. Know what I mean? So that's a labor of love there. Know what I mean? And this is dated. I'll put the date on there. What's that? March 21st, 1975. Now this is something that my beloved Aunt Ola Hassan, she physically died, but she lives within us through thoughts, deeds, and prayers. So we thank Almighty God Allah for her service. It's just so much. It's just so important here. But I'm gonna give y'all a direct quote, not from me, not from the messenger, word for word. I'm gonna give y'all what Imam Work D. Muhammad, the Honorable Wallace D. Muhammad, Supreme Minister of the Nation of Islam, was teaching in 1975. What he himself said about Master Muhammad and his work before he was physically born. In fact, to put it in context, this is 1970. Let me take you 10 years earlier to a quote from Message to the Black Man in America, page 306 to like 308, somewhere around there. Okay. Yeah, part of this Message to the Black Man is a little worn. He studied 100 different ways. Okay. Now this is Answer to Critics. My mission is to give light. Page 306, 1965. The following is an excerpt from the interview granted to the National Education Television Network. The series of interviews took place in Phoenix, Arizona, and were conducted over a period of several days by the staff of San Francisco station KQED. So, in context, Messenger Elijah Muhammad had bronchitis. You know, his lungs used to bother him. You know what I mean? So, his doctor, Muslim doctor, basically recommended, look, go out Phoenix. The air is dry and hot. It'll help you with your breathing. You'll hear the message on various tapes, coughing and wheezing because of the bronchial asthma issues. So the messenger is out Phoenix, Arizona during this interview. And a question was asked to him. Actually, I'm going to cover two questions.